In 2006, I interviewed marine scientist Bob Pitman. He just returned from an expedition in China after searching for the critically endangered river dolphin, Baji.
I think most of us that were on this cruise are still kind of coming to grips with this whole idea of extinction. Now we've lost a large animal off our planet, and it puts this whole thing into a different perspective. The future doesn't look good to me from here. And it looks like we're at the start of a new kind of extinction, and that is just animals going extinct because of human activity and because of increases in human population size on this planet.
Today, there is an escalating risk of extinction for a variety of marine mammal populations around the globe. Hector's dolphins in New Zealand, the Baltic harbor porpoise, river dolphins, and the Vaquita in Mexico.
Now that the Baiji is gone, there's a little porpoise that lives in the northern Gulf of California, and there's probably a couple hundred of them left. They're dying each year in fishermen nets also. If something's not done in the next few years, the Vaquita is going to go extinct also.
Only discovered in the 1950s, the Vaquita is the smallest and rarest cetacean in the world. Less than 5 feet long, calves are the size of a loaf of bread at birth. It has a black circular patch around its eyes, and its black lips set off a haunting little smile. However, Vaquita has no reason to smile. It's an animal few people have seen alive in the wild, and fewer have managed to capture on film. I was so disturbed by the account of another marine mammal in danger of extinction that I traveled to San Felipe, Mexico, to join an international scientific expedition to learn more about the Vaquita, the desert porpoise.
Here we are on the flying bridge of the David Starr Jordan. It's a ship we've used to estimate abundance for cetaceans in the North Pacific for the last 30 years. And we do that with these huge binoculars that you see behind me that are called Big Eyes. They're 25 power binoculars. We can see dolphins jumping 6 miles away. And the way that we do the line transect is it's a statistical estimation. So we follow these tracks in a grid line over the distribution of the species that we're interested in.
That means we take the ship down a line, and when we see them, we record them. We also record the distance they are from the line. And from data of that kind, we're able to estimate the density of animals, that is, how many animals there are per square kilometer.
And there's a dorsal fin. It's right in the nearest streak. Yeah, I'd say that's Vaquita.
In only 10 years, scientists have estimated that half the population has declined to only 200 animals, due primarily to human activities, particularly gillnet fishing. Data suggests that this fishing practice is threatening the survival of Vaquita.
What makes the situation even worse, though, is that there's a lot of fishing going on up in that area, especially with gillnets.
Gillnets, nearly invisible fishing nets set primarily for shrimp, are the single greatest cause of Vaquita mortality.
They're likely approaching the nets with fish in them, and they get a flipper or a fluke that touches the net and they roll. And of course that just makes them roll up in the net. Despite the fact that they can hold their breath for a long time, they seem to go into shock and die very rapidly.
There's one thing that's causing the problem, and that's gillnet fishing. If we can remove that one problem, we have a chance. It would be an absolute tragedy to lose another large mammal so soon after the demise of the Yangtze River Dolphin.
Over the past 4 years, there's been an enormous effort to preserve Vaquita by the Mexican government. A $30 million program to buy back fishing licenses, investment to develop alternative livelihoods for local fishermen, and an increased effort to enforce regulations banning gillnets in the Vaquita refuge throughout the Upper Gulf.
Pues yo creo que primeramente hay que comprobar que sirven, porque la posibilidad de que cambiemos y de cooperar estamos, pero que nos vayamos a mantener.
I traveled to Mexico City to learn more about the progress of vaquita conservation.
By 2009, Mexican government program was having impacts. The Vaquita refuge was closed, and 30% of the fishermen were bought out. Today, the program has lost its momentum. The last 2 years, the participation to the buyout program has been near to zero.
However, researchers may have come up with the most viable solution so far, an affordable alternative fishing gear to gillnets.
Well, WWF Mexico has been working with the Mexican fisheries and environmental authorities for more than 5 years. And as a result of that, now we have a prototype net to fish for shrimp in the upper Gulf. This is the first time we have an alternative net that does not catch vaquitas.
It is a small superlight trawl that keeps away vaquita from fishing activities. Vaquita do not become entangled in trawl nets due to the noise and movement. This net has one turtle excluder device or TED. The double low rope with wheels reduces bycatch and limits damages to the sea bottom. Fish swim against the tide. The excluders introduce a current in the opposite direction to release fish. Shrimp are caught at the bottom of the net, while the elusive vaquita stay away from fishing operation. So, after years of research, we finally have the gear that gives hope to vaquita.
Tengo aproximadamente 35 años pescando. He pescado con el chorro y he pescado con el chango. La red prototipo sí sirve. Y nosotros un día salimos y agarramos en un lance 100 kilos de camarón azul. En un solo lance, un día.
Y para mí sí ha sido sustentable. En lo que cuestiona a mí, no sé otros compañeros, pero nosotros sí le hemos puesto poquitas ganas al equipo y a la pesca en cuestión del chango. En el RCP nunca hemos capturado una vaquita marina. Y en caso de que se capturara, pues tiene su dispositivo para que se excluya de la red. Para mí sí sirve y para mí sí ha sido redituable.
There's been so much money and effort to preserve vaquita. However, is it enough? Is there any real hope for Mexico's desert porpoise?
To save this species, this is Mexico's legacy in terms of marine mammals worldwide. We have to do it correctly.
Citizens of planet Earth were responsible for them, and a lot of people are going to be willing to step up and help you solve this problem, because if we don't solve the problem here, it's going to happen over and over again.
The vaquita is an iconic Mexican species. This is probably our last chance of protecting, of saving it. We have to do it. Time is running out.
Perhaps the only hope to save vaquita from extinction is to remove gillnets from the water. But will it work in time? And I wonder, would these be the last images that we'd ever see of vaquita? Perhaps they will disappear before anyone realizes that they're gone forever.